So when she stepped up on her left side, you'll notice that when you watch the clip is that she has a relatively vertical shin angle, meaning that her shin is pretty much straight up. It doesn't really ever translate forward. And that, to me, that shows that she's... So today I'm going to be doing a case study, or showing you guys a case study of one of my athletes. This is actually an athlete that I screened for the first time. I just thought it would be nice to just record some of the things. She was coming to me pretty far out. She's about 8 months post-op at this point, getting ready to be cleared by someone. Wasn't really formally strength tested or anything like that. And there's just a bunch of movement screens or exercise that I typically will want to do for the first time. And also in this situation, she was coming from a local strength coach who just wanted me to take a look at her before they started to do more aggressive training and soccer specific stuff. So when I get these type of athletes, I want to run them through as many screens as possible, obviously prioritizing certain things. And for this specific case, you'll be seeing me doing a step up with her. Again, a very simple exercise, but I think just within a step up, you can really get a lot of feedback from a simple exercise. So what you'll notice is, you'll see that there's the right side and then her left side. And on the right side, she'll exhibit what we call a positive shin angle, meaning that her knee does basically come over her toes while loading the quads comfortably. And usually when I do these type of screens, I actually won't say anything the first time. I'll just tell them to do for 5 or 6 reps on one side and then replicate the same thing on the other side. And sometimes I'll ask them for feedback, like, what did you feel? Did you feel any different? Sometimes they'll say things like, oh, one side felt more fluid, or I felt like I could get up quicker, subtle things like that, where hopefully they can feel a difference if there is one. And in this situation, there definitely was one. So when she stepped up on her left side, you'll notice that when you watch the clip is that she has a relatively vertical shin angle, meaning that her shin is pretty much straight up. It doesn't really ever translate forward. And that, to me, that shows that she's not properly loading her quads, or she's significantly more comfortable loading the quads on the right side. And again, these are very subtle things, but in my opinion, these details end up making a big difference in regards to just their overall recovery. Because if she can't do a step up well, how is she going to land from a single leg plyo very well? Or particularly if you're jumping and landing really aggressively, like that's going to show up where she's going to land with more of a posterior, a glute dominant landing. So again, and it seems like, again, so trivial where it's just one single exercise. But I've broken down the step up before. So in this situation, if I'm showing you my right side, this is her right side. You can see she's comfortably kind of loaded forward. We talk about that positive shin angle, which is right here. This is positive, right? This will be negative. Okay, this is neutral, which is pretty much where she is the entire time in the video. So here, positive shin angle, she can kind of go through and she stays there the whole time. No problem, okay? And you'll find that some people, even if you cue them to go forward, they might do, 1 or 2 reps like this. If they're less comfortable, they'll start doing this. They go up, and then the landing, they'll come back forward, right? So on the way up, they are loading it well, but on the way down, they're loading it this way. So you notice on her left side, for her ACL side, you notice that she stays pretty vertical here. And when you do this, and again, this is stuff that I encourage you guys to try by yourself, you'll feel more glutes as opposed to quads when you stand up this way, right? My knee doesn't really go too far forward. And I feel a lot more glute work right now than quad work. So again, it's not inherently wrong, but it gives you information about, hey, one side is basically behaving differently than the other side. So if we understand that quads are kind of like the #1 priority, one of the biggest priorities when it comes to ACL rehab. So if she's showing you that she can load with a positive shin angle on her right side, we really would like the left side to be able to do that as well comfortably with the same amount of weight, so that they can practice generating more power, more force when you're doing this type of exercise. So if you need help as far as like how you cue someone out of it, simple things, just really keep their weight shifted forward. You can go back to that step up breakdown video that I have in the quad section. So again, just to go over that quickly, is that you want to make sure that you cue them to shift their weight forward. So a lot of times, you want to try and, you don't want to say things like keep your knees over your toes or anything like that. But sometimes I'll put my hand here and make it so that they have to tap my hand, just so they can keep their knee driven forward. And then you can also cue them to be like, if you're looking down, you don't really want to see your foot when you're stepping up. So right now I can't see my foot until you fully straighten up all the way. Same thing when you come down. If they're falling back, I can see my foot the entire time. But if I bend my knees, now I can't see my foot anymore. Okay? So subtle thing like that. And also just tell them to be like, can you feel more quads when you do it this way with your knee with a more positive shin angle? Because again, when we do a step up, at least for me, I would prefer to make it more quad dominant. So just a simple case study of a step up. Again, a very, very simple exercise, one that's used very commonly, one that can be done very relatively early in rehab too. But again, making sure that we're setting the foundation, making sure that doing things right can really make a big difference for the rest of rehab.
Thank you for watching today's video. Please feel free to like and subscribe and share it on your social media platforms. If you're interested, I have started an ACL Mastermind group, which is a growing library of content centered around ACL Rehab. It has exercises ranging from immediate post-op to late-stage sport-specific movements and everything in between. It's a growing library and currently holds over 250 videos. There's content centered around assessments, movement breakdowns, exercise breakdowns, case studies, and a whole lot more. You also gain access to a private forum where you can engage with like-minded people, ask questions, share research articles, and share resources. If you're interested, please feel free to click the link below. Thank you for watching.